Hey, I'm Matt, and this is my audience.
Hi.
Hi, audience. Three of them. Alright, so my speech is going to be over solar energy and the pros and cons of why you should do it. The use of renewable energy has been argued over the past few decades worldwide. People claim the price of solar technology is too high, therefore causing a waste of time. However, people claim uh, that there are many companies aiming to make solar energy more accessible to the common man. Traditionally, solar energy has been too expensive for many families to put solar cells on their roof to provide their own personal renewable energy. So many companies are looking at how to set up solar farms to harvest this technology and just a whole bunch of mirrors and stuff to strengthen the amount that they get. Um, Prices of solar cells are actually dropping 5% annually. So this is helping bring the cost of cells down, which will bring the cost of power down. Unlimited and free energy is attainable, but many naysayers have political and economical power because many of the naysayers own oil companies and gas companies that keep solar and wind companies in the dark. Due to the nature of our election process, not many uh, people who are for renewable energy get elected because they are simply outnumbered by people for oil and petroleum products. Um, the sun can be accessed pretty much everywhere, including remote areas that our power grid wouldn't be able to reach. Subsidies, however, go to major energy companies, making it cheaper for them to provide energy and making it cheaper for them to buy land to build their refineries and plants. So this is why it's cheaper to still provide energy from coal or gas because of government subsidies. Same reason why farmers can grow a whole bunch of corn to make corn syrup, but not a whole bunch of strawberries and fruits and veggies. Um, the industry would have a better chance if the government would reward these companies. Uh, Many state governments actually provide money to people putting solar electricity back into the grid. Um, the main reasons to go against it is it simply costs too much. It's not widely available already. The infrastructure that America is built on is already geared towards the traditional energy supplies. The reason this is relevant is because everyone uses power. Like, why would you not want free power? My house, between me and my roommates, we spend easily $400 each month in the summer on electricity. Um, to go against the high cost argument is kind of rough because it's the best argument against solar energy. Uh, Solar energy really has a high initial cost to set up. However, this is easily refuted by bringing up the fact that within a matter of 5 to 10 years, solar cells often pay themselves off. um, However, on a large scale, providers have found that it costs more to transfer and store energy gained from solar cells. So this is why large solar farms aren't powering our house, which we could easily do. Um, Author Kevin Botcher said, because the sun provides energy predictably and for free, no energy source offers more stable price. Stable energy costs contribute to stable government, stable businesses, and stable societies. So this is saying to better society, we could easily use the sun's power. This would reduce pollution and many things. And that quote explains why it's financially sound to use solar technology. The market is continuing to push the price of solar cells down every day. It would cost a lot to get a solar energy system started, but it would cost a lot more to build a second Earth. Author Halper explains how to make money off the grid when he stated, states where solar thrives typically pay homers attractive rates for excess power they generate. That being said, is like states like Rhode Island, they have a really good program where if your house has solar cells and you make more money than your house uses and it goes back into the power grid, you can actually make money off your solar cells. And you'll pay for your solar cells even quicker at that, right? Sorry. States do this mainly if their power grids can't support like a population boom or something, which is what Rhode Island is actually experiencing right now. And many Texans are saying, "Hey, why are you bringing up Rhode Island?" But don't knock it just because it's a tiny state. Texas has so much sun we could harness, and they're in the Northeast where their sun isn't as bright as often as ours is. People also say that it's economically unrealistic for everyone to have solar panels or for a solar energy system to be set up. Uh, People often like to point out against, like, if some, say a scientist was talking to, just say a lobbyist. If a scientist was talking to a lobbyist and the lobbyist said something like that, the scientist would obviously say this, like, the amount of radiant energy that the sun provides per year would power 10,000 years worth of Earth's electricity use. That's 10,000 years off 1 year. But people still like to lobby against it. Economically, it would help us out because the solar energy system would keep us from relying on foreign oil, which we do. So that would decrease our net imports, and that would result into an increase in real GDP. Also, people like to claim that companies aren't for it because it would be complex and cost a lot of money. However, some of the biggest companies in the world right now are trying to get to renewable energy. Author Byron or Byron, exclaims that in recent years, nearly two-thirds of big U.S. businesses have created explicit policies around climate goals and renewable energy usage. According to WWF, which is World Wildlife Foundation, while there is an increasing political and public compunction behind these new policies, a primary goal remains simple cost-cutting and long-term efficiencies. Cost-cutting and the fact that we won't have to pay for coal, we won't have to pay for gas. The sun's already there. Just, as soon as the sun comes up, you're collecting energy right away. The companies looking into these policy reforms are General Motors. It's a huge one, which many people wouldn't think so. But General Motors, Johnson & Johnson, Mars, which is the candy company, delicious. Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble own a lot of companies throughout the world. Facebook, HP, Intel, Sprint, and Walmart, Academy, stores like that all understand that solar energy would be beneficial to not only their company but to the rest of the world, simply because it would drive up profits. Few companies, however, have the resources to purchase renewable energies, and if they could, even if they do, options are limited and often complex. Company owners and entrepreneurs realize this. They realize that solar energy is a huge asset. It would be amazing to run your company for free regarding business. Your business spending would go way down. To conclude this up, as of today, solar power is still a long way off from being one of the nation's top energy sources. However, many companies are moving towards renewable resources, and big energy providers are going to have to watch their backs. I'm Matt Harris. Thanks for listening. Just under 10 minutes.